Hi, I'm Leanne Ely. I'm a nutritionist, a New York Times best-selling author, and some people even say I'm a life coach. I started the Daily Dish Show to share my story, my truth, and my journey to vibrancy, and to inspire others to do the same. Because it's all about grit, perseverance, and finding a way despite the odds. It's about embracing the whole woman, not just the parts that are easy to love, and feeding her heart, mind, body, and soul. But I found that this isn't just my story, it's your story too. It's go time. This is the Daily Dish. Yes, ma'am, it is the Daily Dish, and welcome. You can see Lincoln. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Amber. Hi, Jenny, of course. And hello to Sandy and Catherine. Nice to have you here. Jennifer, it's good. You're in the house. Everything is all happy. So we're outside on my deck. Around here, if I turned everything around, you'd see my pretty little lake. But if I turned myself around, you would see this dark, shadowy figure, and I decided that's not great. That's a little crazy. So we're not going to do that. Hi, Doris. Good to have you here. So it is the Daily Dish time. Today is Transformational Tip Tuesday. I'm excited about this show. I'm excited about the whole week because each little piece is going to fit into the other. Yesterday we were talking, well, you were here. If you were here yesterday, we talked about some mindfulness stuff. We talked about goals. We talked about pushing oneself a little bit. And now today we are going to be walking our way into this idea of mindfulness. Now, we talk about mindfulness a lot, don't we? A ton, as a matter of fact. But today we're going to be talking about mindfulness from another perspective and one that I want you to dig deep on. Okay? This is good notes for your journal. This is good notes for you. This is going to be super helpful. Hi, Sue. It's good to have you here. And Debbie, Alice, nice to have you. Jeanette, all of our lovies are just coming on in. So welcome to my deck. It's nice to have you here. We have so many little lovely things going on. First of all, are you aware that this whole month we've been kind of focusing on our skincare? This particular item is called Spots Be Gone because we don't like spots. We don't like brown spots on our faces. We don't like red spots. We don't like our husbands having little, we used to call him Gorbachev because he had this big spot on his head. Not anymore. The stuff takes care of it. There's hyaluronic acid in there. There's all kinds of stuff, but altogether it helps to eliminate it. Also, we have a lot of mothers telling us this is what they use on their teens for acne. So cool stuff. Why not? That's what I say. Lynn, hello. Lizzie, hello. Good to have you here. Tanya's in the house. I didn't see her there. Oh, there she is. Hello, hello. So Lincoln, yes, he's over here. He's whining at the door. Linky, you want to come over here? Do you want to see Linky? Do you want to come here? Link, come over here. There he is. That's my good doggy. Anyway, hi, Anne. So yeah, this is my deck. Anne knows this deck. She knows it well. So does Lynn. There's a bunch of you who know this deck. You've been out here for a full bloom last year. So here we all are, and it's such a pretty day. I just didn't want to be outside anymore, and I've decided this is my outside office. So how about that? So I told you about Spots Be Gone. You can get this for buy one, get one free. You can find that at savingdinner.com/BOGO, BOGO. Lincoln, do you mind? Don't scratch. Hey, stop it. He's scratching the rug. Why would he do that? Dogs do things. We also have exactly 19 containers of Crave water left. 19. We had 200. They're gone. Boom, lickety split out the door. You can get yours. I believe this is the #1 way to battle cravings. And if you can control cravings, you can control what's at the end of your fork. You can control what it is that you're eating. Am I right? This is the thing that will get you to the place that you want to go. This is the extra reinforcement. You can find this at savingdinner.com/Crave water. That's where we put it. Isn't it cute? I hope you are enjoying this. But it tastes exactly like lemonade. Exactly. Now, I don't know about you, but there's one other I think there's one other company that has a flavored craving. It has a flavored L-glutamine. It's blue raspberry and it's fake blue, and they use sucralose, which is super disgusting. We are the only company that has this particular product, and I'm telling you, we've ordered another 240. They will be gone quickly as well. Selling like crazy as a matter of fact on TikTok. So if you don't have yours, now is the time because we are going to be out of stock probably by the end of the day. And I just want you to be able to make sure that you get it. Savingdinner.com/crave water. That's where it is. Let's see, what else can I tell you about? Full Bloom. Speaking of Full Bloom is happening on July 22nd. That is a Saturday. It is an all-day affair. It is virtual. I might just do it out here. Why not? I mean, if it's a nice day, I might just do it out here and give you a taste of the deck again, because it's so much better to be outside than it is to be cooped up inside, isn't it? So if you're planning on joining us, fabulous, 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 fabulous. And don't forget to look in your email for a golden ticket. You can use that. We'll give you a slight discount on your ticket for our virtual Full Bloom this year. Otherwise, if you don't have that, that means you've never come to one of our events. It's time. Go to savingdinner.com/bloom for all the information. All the information. It's all there. And last but not least, we have free shipping for all of our customers who are spending $300 or more, which is easy to do if you're stocking up and you're taking advantage of our bundled goodies. And I will tell you, free shipping is going to save you a ton, especially if you have to be in the lower 48 to get that. But it's it's just part of what we do. It's our way of saying thank you to you for supporting a women-owned business, right? Cool. All right, let's get down to it. I've done all the show and tell. I've done all the things. We do have one other quote of the week, and put this in your journal. This is a good one. If you don't go after what you want, you'll never have it. If you don't ask, the answer will always be no. And if you don't step forward, you'll always be in the same place. 3 great truths wrapped up in one great quote by Nora Roberts. And I bow to all of these things. I know from personal experience, this is the doggone truth. So stay with this kind of stuff. These are the things that differentiate us and get us to this place of vibrancy that we all want, right? Heart, mind, body, and soul. That is the quest. That's what we're up to. So yes, Nora Roberts, you got that all on there. Okay. Are you ready to get down to today's content? It's a juicy one. I'm just doing this so I don't get my hair cut off. That kind of drives me crazy. It makes me look like I have half a head. Sometimes I feel like I have half a head, but not today. All righty, let's talk about it. First things first, we talk about mindfulness. And what is mindfulness? Mindfulness is about being present and fully engaged, right, with whatever you're doing at the moment, free of thinking about the past, free of hand wringing into the future, free of distraction, free of judgment, just present. That is the clean cut, straight out version of mindfulness. And it's helpful, super helpful. Hey there, Kathy. And we call it a practice for a reason, because it takes practice to put us in this place of doing this actual work. We find ourselves in the place oftentimes of competing with all of the racing thoughts in our head. We also find ourselves in a place of busyness in our lives, and we don't even get to this place of that centered feeling at all, because that centered feeling is fertile ground for mindfulness, isn't it? That's why we meditate, by the way, one of the reasons why. So Dr. Joe Dispenza, you know how I feel about Dr. Joe. I think he's fantastic, and I think he's onto something. I think he's shaking up the world with his thinking and with the things that he's done in his own life and brought to center stage in everyone else's lives. For those of us who have who have read his books, who have attended his seminars, which I have not yet. That's on my bucket list, by the way. Who have listened to his video interviews and all of that. He wrote a book breaking the habit of being yourself, which at first I thought that's an offensive title for a book. But then I understood once I read the book and listened to it, by the way, at the same time, what this was all about. And he was talking about this bad habit that we have of being ourselves and doing the things over and over again, of not being in the place that we want to be, not living vibrantly is essentially what it is. And he sees mindfulness slightly different than your other folks who are talking about be mindful, do this, and be mindful, love, 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 love. Right. We get it. We get it. But here's the thing. He sees this as a tool for personal transformation because he sees beyond just this mindfulness of being connected to yourself and being in the present moment, not wringing your hands about the future or, worrying about the past or any of that. He sees it a whole lot different. And I think, let me see if I can look at this. He's got 5 different things that he does a little bit differently that I think are good pieces of advice to plug into your own mindfulness equation. So you ready for that? Let's get going with it. First of all, before I go that though, he's going to be talking about quantum physics and the quantum field, and it can get a bit sciencey and a bit like, okay, so whatever. But I look at the quantum field like it's a great big stretchy sheet, if you will, and on there you've got all these squiggly things going along, and each thing is affected by the other thing. That's how I see the quantum field. It's like a rock hitting the lake and making the ripple, and the ripple is effective. Repeat the title. It's Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself. And he's written other books as well. Becoming Supernatural is another one, and there's another one too, and I've read them all. And I recommend them all. They're heady, they're heavy, they're a lot. That's why I recommend doing an Audible book and also reading it at the same time if you want to get the full goodness of it. I also, when I read books, and it's books I really want to get something out of, I do it in a way that is on a daily basis, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes at a time, if I can afford the time, with a highlighter, with a pencil, and with little flags that I can put in the book, because I want to remember things. I want to be able to go back and get the goodness out of it. That's how you can wring out the best of your books. That's what I do anyway. So we just need to see that on a teeny tiny level, little things affect other things. It's like a pond and a ripple. That kind of it is a ripple effect. But the quantum field is something that can be a little bit intimidating. Quantum physics, quantum this, quantum that. But it's important because we have to understand in science, it's just not one thing. There are many, many things, and they're all working together, and that's just the way that works. So anyway, I'll have a better explanation for it in tomorrow's show notes. So don't forget, if you don't get them, go to savingdinner.com and just sign up for a newsletter, and you'll get today's show notes tomorrow morning. All right. He also digs into quantum physics and how that interplays as well. And to me, that's like if you have a Wi-Fi signal, we do, by the way, it's called our reticular activating signal. And we're putting out there what it is that we want. And we're looking for evidence to support that. And our brains do that for us. That's just what happens. That's the mindfulness part of how this whole thing works. So let's take a look at what we can do about this. And let's look at these extra principles of mindfulness, if you will, and see how we can attach them to the things that we already know and we already do. Hi, Jocelyn. So to Dr. Dispenza, mindfulness means manifestation. And because we can enter a state where our intentions and our goals and everything are going to result in the manifestation of the things that we want. We do that. We already do that, right? The Take Back Your Life journal, that's what the whole thing's about. It's about setting that intention, putting it into your brain, writing about it on repeat. That's why we write our goals out in an affirmation way, in an I am affirmation way with intention and on repeat so that it becomes a part of our reticular activating system. And we are looking for that evidence to support that, right? Well, that's mindfulness, y'all, it, on a quantum level, actually. And he says that mindfulness, you can tune into the quantum field of possibilities and bring their intentions into reality. It's your brain. That's how your brain works. And you do have like this Wi-Fi signal, and you sort through it and you bring in the things exactly what you want. Number 2 is changing brain waves and patterns. So one of the things that he does is that he says you can change your brain waves. True. He says that you can do this through meditation and mindfulness and enter different states of consciousness. True, true, true. We know that we have different states of consciousness. We know that we have different brain waves. We know that we are more susceptible, and this is why it's important, by the way, first thing in the morning to be just a little bit fuzzy around the edges and allow ourselves to really sink down into a really great meditative state, which helps us with our autonomic nervous system. It helps us to calm. It is a self-calmer, by the way. And if you're under any kind of stress, which we all are, by the way, nobody's immune, it makes such a difference, doesn't it? Absolutely, it makes a difference. It makes a difference, and it helps you to get clear on the things that you want, and it helps you to change what you are seeing into what you it helps you to change what you want into what you're seeing. In other words, your reticular activating system is doing one of these. It's just dialed in and it's clicking in. Isn't that what you want? I mean, I do. I do. Debbie, then what you need to do is send in an email ticket to support@savingdinner.com, and we will help you out. So this allows for changes in the way that your brain operates, by the way. It gives you an opportunity to tune in and to tune out the stuff you don't want and to tune into the stuff that you do. This is how our focus works, but this is also on a deeper level how mindfulness works when we're doing those things. So number 3, though, is the biggie, and that's the emphasis on visualization and emotion. And emotion. So here's something that I want you to take a look at, okay? This is huge. This is really, really huge. And that is that when you start tuning into the visualization of what it is that you want, what you see, how you see it, and all that it represents and what it would mean to you, what it would mean to your family, and why this is a big deal. That's part of our goal setting, by the way. That's number 1. Number 2 is that when you do this and you attach emotion to it, your brain doesn't know if it's happened or not. This is science, y'all. This is the way it works. Remember the concert pianist? It didn't matter whether he was playing the piano or pretending to play the piano. When he was all hooked up with those little tapes that they had all over his head and did brain scans, they were exactly the same. So your brain is easily fooled, but your body and all the chemical reactions, everything that happens inside of your body is going to react to those emotions because that's part of the magnetic pull. It's crazy, isn't it? Not crazy. It's great. It's awesome. It's amazing. And you know the story. I've told it a million times. And if you were here, December 24th, when we moved into this house on December 24th, 2020, I was in breathlessly giving everybody a Facebook Live and talking about this is the house, this is the one, this is the manifestation. It became what I was hoping for, and here we are. And my manifestation, if you will, my mantra became, I want a house on a lake with a dock and a boat. It was rhythmic. And I had so much emotion attached to it, not emotion of what it would look like or where it would be exactly or any of that. Just that's what I wanted. And this is what I wanted was this big deck so that I could hold little retreats here. And we've done that once and we're doing it again next year. Manifestation, y'all, manifestation. But this is how we become, mindfulness becomes way more sticky and becomes a reality. You attach those goals to it. You do them on repeat. and you train your brain to a new place. It's like mindfulness on steroids. You drive new neural pathways into your brain as well. That emotional piece, though, the visualization plus the emotion, man, that will take you to the next level. That's guaranteed. There's a hair. There it is. Number 4 is he believes that there's an epigenetic change in your body when you're using mindfulness and meditation. And mindfulness and meditation oftentimes go hand in hand. They can be separate at separate times, but when they're put together, super powerful. So that's part of your meditative practice, is to be mindful as you're doing this, of course. And we need to understand that we have the power to literally change our body's chemistry simply by this mindfulness practice, simply by our meditative practice. And if you have a meditation practice, then you've experienced this, you've felt it. You can feel the stress hormones going down, and you can feel gratitude filling up that same place. If we can live like that, what does that say? What does that tell us about the control we have over our human body? Now, I'm not saying we have ultimate control over our human bodies. We're not God, but we have a lot more control than we give ourselves credit for. And that's why you've heard me say, don't own your disease. Don't call it my fill in the blank disease, my this or my that, because it's a pronoun. That's a possessive pronoun. Do you want to own that? Just call it, the thing of what it is, and how we are changing that, and how unwelcome visitor, and we repel it. I did that whole thing when I was going through my whole, getting into remission with Hashimoto's. And what a difference that makes. What a difference it makes, because you want to be in alignment with all of the things that are in here, that are a part of what you want. You don't want to be in an alignment with a disease. My thoughts, my emotions, my thinking, my love, my empathy, my compassion, those things we want to be in alignment with, not those other things. And we don't want to be saying things like I always X when it's something negative. We want to walk away from that and just say, these are the new things that I'm trying. I am doing something different, especially when we see a pattern. We have the ability to do that. And again, we have the ability to influence our body's chemistry and even an epigenetic change, which is huge, huge. There's science behind all this, y'all. Isn't this crazy? But isn't it good? Isn't it juicy? Number 5 is the integration of quantum physics. So, again, this is the ripple effect. This is how you do one thing, it's going to influence somebody else to do another thing, and it's going to take somebody else to another place. Have you ever had somebody come up to you and say, you really rocked my world. You really made a difference in my life. I did this just last Saturday. So I am in this group of women who play advanced pickleball on our courts here in Conisty Falls. And her name is Jenny. And Jenny said to me last year in the September tournament, she said to me, you are the most improved player of the year. She said that to me. I think I even shared that here. And that just made such a difference to me, because she's a great player. I've watched her. She's terrific. And now I'm playing with her and against her, in our round robins that we play on Saturday. And I told her on Saturday, I told her this, I said, you made a difference in my life, because this is what you said. And I never forgot that. It made me really work harder. We have the ability to do this. We have the ability to influence like this. And this is what I'm talking about with the ripple effect. So don't be stingy with your words, especially your praise, especially the genuine compliment that every one of us deserve, right? Especially when you are, especially when you have an opportunity and you see something and you hear something or you feel something inside, go ahead and say it, because that ripple effect is going to impress upon you and going to help direct you into a different place, maybe. I don't know. Would I still be playing pickleball like this because she said something? I don't know. Probably, but it made a difference to me, and it made me feel really good. And yes, you're right, Jeanette. It totally built my confidence. you can do that for somebody else. So I want you to just understand this right now. Much of our experience rides on what our thoughts are and what our intentions are and how we present ourselves to this world. It's true. And when we are understanding that and when we're showing up for ourselves and for everyone else, we find ourselves being more magnetic, more energetic, more in a vibrational pull to others who are doing the very same work. You know that if you're in the Hot Melt Sprint group. And we're just like the planet, right? We ground ourselves. We do this earthing thing. Like, if you understand earthing, you just put your feet into the ground so that you could just feel the earth. It changes your body's chemistry, by the way, doing that. Google it. Take a look at that. And when we are living like this, I believe it's a sacred way to live. I believe it's the vibrant way to live. I believe this is how you fully bloom, by the way. So upgrade your mindfulness practice. Include some of these things and allow your beautiful life to unfold in front of you. You're worth the effort. You're worth the time. And you know what? The world is waiting for your touch. That's how important this is. Okay, that's today's show. I hope you enjoyed it. Hi, Linda, by the way. Good to have you here. I'm glad you showed up. I'm glad you all showed up. I appreciate you all. It's always such a great pleasure. If you missed any of our announcements at the top of the show, you can find them at savingdinner.com/announcements. And tomorrow is Wise Women's Wednesday. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope you are too. Peace be with you. Bye-bye. Thank you for joining me today. You can find me on TikTok for daily tips to help support your most vibrant life. And remember, you are the author of your own story. Until next time.